Hey everybody, this is Rykard here again, back with another black and white Pokemon analysis. Today, we're going to be discussing the Savannah Pokemon known as Virizion. So let's get started by taking a look at its typing, abilities, and stats. So first off, Virizion sports the very unique Grass and Fighting typing, which only one other Pokemon, Breloom, shares. Now this typing is pretty cool because you are resistant to water, electric, grass, ground, rock, and dark. But unfortunately, your weaknesses are to fire, ice, poison psychic, and then a 4 times weakness to flying. So that is one thing that you have to worry about with this Pokemon. But other than that, it's some pretty interesting typing and can definitely be able to resist a bunch of different things, like I said, or I just listed them, obviously. So it can be pretty good and useful if you need it to obviously be able to take a hit somewhere. But as for its ability, like all the other Pokemon that are like this one, it gets Heart of Justice, which is its ability that it boosts your physical attack every time you're hit by a Dark-type move. And also it does not give immunity to Dark, as I've been saying. But it's pretty cool and can definitely allow this Pokemon to switch in and become a good physical attacker just by taking a hit of a Dark-type move that it also resists. So that move won't even be doing a lot to you anyways, so that's great. But as for the stats, it has 91 HP coupled with 72 physical defense and 129 special defense. So specifically with the special defensive side, Virizion can definitely take a bunch of hits in that area and can, if that's maxed out, you have almost 400 special defense, which is kind of ridiculous. As for your physical defense, though, if you boost it enough, you can definitely make use of that stat if you want to, and that'll definitely allow Virizion to be a kind of mixed wall in terms of both being able to take physical and special attacks. But as for its attacking stats, it has 90 for the physical and special side, meaning that this Pokemon can definitely do damage from either the special or physical side. But the thing that this Pokemon has an advantage over its other brethren is the fact that it gets good special attacking moves and good physical attacking moves. So you can definitely go mixed with this one as opposed to the other two where you really don't have the you don't have the special attacks to back up the physical ones. So that's a really cool, unique option with Virizion that you don't really get with the others. And then lastly, it has 108 speed like all the others, and that means it's going to be fast enough to deal a lot of damage and take out opponents by obviously being faster than them and utilizing your great attacking stats. But that is it for the stats and stuff like that, so let's take a look at a few movesets that this Pokemon can make use of that are actually unique to it, and I don't think the other ones can really use as effectively. So in this first set, we're going to be giving Virizion a Timid Nature to increase its speed but lower its physical attack, and then we're going to be using the ability Heart of Justice, since it is the only ability it gets. As for the EVs, we're going to put 4 into HP, 252 into special attack, and 252 into speed, to give you your max speed possible and the max special attack you can get with a Timid Nature. As for the item, this time we're going to be making use of Light Clay as a way to allow the screens we're going to be setting up to last for more turns than usual. But for the moveset, obviously, screening, so we're going to be using Light Screen to reduce damage from special attacks and Reflect to reduce damage from physical attacks. And since this Pokemon is naturally specially bulky anyways, having after a Light Screen is up, you will be able to take a lot of hits from the special side despite not putting any EVs into that stat, which is great. And Reflect is also really helpful because this Pokemon doesn't have the best physical defense in the world, but it's still pretty good. But with those two screens, your next move could either be Taunt or Calm Mind. Taunt would be a great move to make use of if you want Virizion to be some kind of lead / stall breaker that can come in, taunt your opponent so they can't use any stat boosting moves, and then set up your screens because obviously after taunt they can't taunt you back. So that's a great thing to have, but another option could be using Calm Mind as a way to boost your special attack and special defense. So that would be a great way to increase your attacking power, because with the screens up you won't be taking a lot of attacks or a lot of damage from those attacks, so that's a perfect time to try and set up with a Pokemon such as this one, or switch out to another Pokemon that could set up and make use of the screen defense boosts. But with that, our only attack move in the set is going to be Giga Drain, because we aren't running leftovers or anything like that, and after a couple of Calm Minds, Giga Drain can definitely do a lot of damage to anything and recover a bunch of health back for you. So it's a really cool combination to use with Calm Mind, but it could also be used equally well with Taunt because you do have some pretty good special attack to make use of. But that is it for this first set. As for this next set, it is going to be the mixed set that I kind of talked about before when dealing with, or when talking about this Pokemon stats. But first we're going to give it a naive nature to increase its speed but lower its special defense. And then we're going to be using the ability Heart of Justice along with 128 attack EVs, 128 special attack EVs, and 252 speed EVs to give you your max speed and some pretty good investment into both of your attacking stats, because obviously you're going to be mixed in this set. As for the item though, this time we're going to be making use of a Lumberry so that nothing can slow us down or burn us or prevent us from being in battle as long as possible, because it'll heal any status that we are inflicted with for one turn, or at least one time that we are hit by a status. But with that, the moves we're going to be making use of, the first one is Cheer Up, which is a really cool new move that increases both your physical attack and your special attack. And since we are a mixed set, this is the perfect move to use for it. So after you have boosted physical and special attack, which will boost them to, I believe, somewhere in the 350s for both of the stats, which is really great, we're going to be making use of Giga Drain as a way to not only recover HP, but deal out a lot of special attacking damage of the grass variety. Next though, we have Sacred Sword as your main stab physical move to make use of, and that's a great move to use because it bypasses defense boosts of your opponent, so you can do a lot of damage to anything, even if what you're up against has like 5,000 curses up, and I know that's an exaggeration obviously, but you could take out like a Snorlax or something like that because it's super effective and goes past any curses that the Snorlax may have set up. This is just one scenario though, obviously, I'm just kind of like theorizing. But with that, you could either make use of Hidden Power Ice or Stone Edge as your last move. Obviously, Hidden Power Ice is of the special variety, and Stone Edge is a physical move, but they both give you some pretty good type coverage along with the Giga Drain and Sacred Sword, so it's really up to you which one you want to make use of. Personally, I'd go with Hidden Power Ice just because of the fact that you can cover a lot more types with it than Stone Edge, but obviously Stone Edge is a powerful physical attacking move that you still might want to make use of because of how powerful it is, and also the critical hit boost that you get with it. I think it's a stage higher than other moves, yeah. So, but as you can see from this set, Virizion is definitely probably the best mixed attacker of all these Musketeer Pokemon because of the fact that it gets great special moves and physical moves to make use of that, those good attacking stats. Lastly, we have a defensive Virizion. So first we're going to give it a Bold Nature to increase its physical defense but lower its physical attack. Ability again is Heart of Justice, and then for the EVs, we're going to put 252 into HP to give you max HP, 252 into physical defense to give you max physical defense, and then 4 into special attack just to give you 1 more point to that stat. The item this time though is going to be Leftovers to recover a little bit at the end of every turn, and because you're bulky, it's a perfect move to want to make use of so that you can obviously last longer in battle to take more hits from your opponents and deal out damage at the same time. But as for the moves, the first one we're going to be making use of is Calm Mind. And I really wish that this Pokemon learned Bulk Up so I could kind of make the other version of the set I made for Cobalon, where I have it maxing out its high defense and then using Calm Mind to boost its special defense and special attack. With this one I wanted to max out special defense and then use a move like Bulk Up to increase physical attack and physical defense, but you can't do that unfortunately. So we're maxing out defense and then using Calm Mind to boost your already high special defense and special attack even further. So this will definitely allow you to do a ton of damage and take a lot of hits from the special side firstly, and also the physical side because of the EV's investment. But with that, again, you're going to be using Giga Drain just because it's an awesome move to use for this Pokemon, because it'll allow you to obviously recover HP and deal out special grass-type damage. And then we're going to be using Focus Blast as your other special attacking move that will get stabbed because this Pokemon also is a fighting type. So these are two moves that can use or be used well in combination with one another and can allow you to take out a bunch of other Pokemon with a couple of Kind Minds up and obviously be able to take hits while it's going on. And when you can recover more damage from Giga Drain than you are taking from your opponent's attacks, you know that you're pretty beastly at that point. But who knows if that'll ever happen. But lastly, we're going to be making use of Toxic because of this Pokemon's high defenses, so you'll be able to obviously stay in battle long enough for the Toxic on your opponent to be slowly worn down. And even if it is a Steel type that wants to switch in and prevent from being poisoned, you have a Focus Blast right there that's ready to take it out. So it's really cool to use Toxic on this set just because of the fact that you're going to be very bulky for both physical and special defense, and you have some pretty good moves to use with it to allow you to stay in battle longer, such as Giga Drain's Recovery, and Focus Blast to just deal out loads of damage in hopes of taking your opponent out. But that is it for Virizion. As you can see, it is very cool. Wow, I'm at a loss for words right now. Great. But it's a really good Pokemon, and it's probably... Actually, no, it's not my favorite. I like Cobalon the best. Which one do you like the best? I'm curious. Leave that in the comments. But this one's definitely powerful and can prove its own worth in battle. Even though, you know, Breloom is the other grass fighting type, so people might compare it to it. But I like this guy a lot better. And that's it for this video. So take care, guys, and goodbye.